Steady Freddy comes through again, clutch as it gets. Big shot maker. Raptors win 107-95 against the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers without Joel Embiid, and then they lose Josh Richardson early in this game with a pulled hamstring, non-contact injury, which was the worst ones. And it's tough to see more and more players keep getting injured. And the Raptors had their injuries of their own. Patrick McCaw picks up an inadvertent hit from Norman Powell. I don't know if it was his hand or his elbow or something. Patrick McCaw goes down, bleeding, and did not get up. Apparently he got carried, or I think they just had like a towel on his face as he took him back to the locker room. And he did not return. A facial contusion, they're calling it. So that was all the injuries that happened in this game. And straight off the bat, Raptors get smacked early in this game. 35 points by the 76ers. Ben Simmons running an offense by himself with 4 shooters all spread out. It's just like Giannis, and he runs it great. He pick and pops, and he pick and rolls, and he just drives with intensity, and he just makes the defense converge on him because he's such a tall, agile guy at 6'10". He could easily dunk it or throw it up off the board any second when he's in the paint, and he just kept drilling the passes to the corners. And you had Thibault hitting shots, you had Korkmaz hitting shots, Al Horford, Tobias Harris, as the 76ers went off on the Raptors. 35 points in that first quarter, 11 assists by the 76ers in that quarter, 6 by Ben Simmons himself. They were dominating the Raptors, and I'm like, this does not look good. Raptors were trading baskets for most of it, but just couldn't keep up with that 76er hot three-point shooting. After that, the Raptors settled down, their defense settled down, held the 76ers to 30% shooting for the rest of the game. And you know what? When the Raptors defense really clamps down, that's when the Raptors were at their best. As the Raptors held the 76ers to 15 points in that second quarter, tied it up at half, and just held them to poor shooting throughout the game. The Raptors really figured out Ben Simmons. They started switching a lot more. They made an effort to make multiple efforts, and it was just better. The Raptors contested. They played with more energy, more intensity, got more physical. And that's exactly what you wanted, Nick Nurse wanted, because the Raptors in that first half did not look good, especially in that first quarter. And a couple guys picked it up. Kyle Lowry didn't have a great shooting night. Didn't shoot the 3-ball well, but he was driving hard. He was very aggressive. He got a few layups just with his blow-bys. And Marc Gasol was fantastic. Didn't miss a shot tonight. He's looking good ever since he came back from injury. But at the end of the day, the most clutch people was Fred VanVleet, who hit huge threes in the third quarter, and then the huge threes in the fourth quarter to ice it. And I got to shout out once again, Norman Powell. Whew, this guy's on fire. Definitely 6th man of the year candidate right now. 18 points off the bench. Hit big shots and made big plays throughout. Had 2 dunks in this game just by driving the basketball, and people like around him, he just dunked it with ferocity, as no one's going to block that. He just played with intensity and confidence, and really kicked OG to the curb pretty much, because OG didn't really have anything going on the offensive end. And defensively, he was okay. It didn't really keep Ben Simmons from away from the rim, so OG didn't do a really good job there. Pascal Siakam did a better job defensively, but Pascal shooting the basketball was terrible tonight. Tough to see him go through a stretch like this, where Pascal made 1 3, the first 3, and they missed the next 7, and he was frustrated all game long. Picked up a technical, and didn't really look like himself. He's still trying to get back into that rhythm that he used to have, and all his numbers are down, which makes sense because the Raptors don't want to rush him back. His minutes are down, so you're going to get some lower amount of points. But you know what? His efficiency isn't really there at this point, and it's been a struggle for him, to say the least. Otherwise, the Raptors do a great job of just defending. And my takeaways from the game is Fred VanVleet, your steady Freddy boy, is a closer. He made big shots and made them timely shots whenever the Raptors needed it. And he got into the lane tons of times, kicked it out, 8 assists in this game. He was doing it all. And then Norman Powell, 6th man of the year. Can't say any more about this guy. This guy's been playing at a high level. And he played the fourth quarter, and he was huge. And then I got a shout out to Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse, when the Raptors were getting scored in that first quarter, Nick Nurse was trying multiple lineups and different strategies. And the one strategy that really worked was the zone. The zone, once again, is a great defensive strategy. And it worked against the 76ers, even though they were shooting lights out. The Raptors zone really kind of got them confused, and they forced a lot of turnovers. And Raptors got better looks going the other way, as they didn't get many fast break points in the first half, but as the game went on, they got more fast break opportunities by forcing turnovers. The Raptors had struggled in the first half. Second half was a different story. Exactly what the Raptors did. First half was terrible. Second half, they really picked it up. A slow start by the Raptors, but eventually they got it going. Nick Nurse also made a bigger decision that I want to focus in on, is that Marc Gasol had it going throughout this game, and he was on fire, did not miss a shot, yet he stuck with Serge Ibaka in the fourth quarter because he liked what Serge was bringing. Serge was bringing more energy. He played much more focused in that second half. He hit a couple of threes, and he was just making better plays on the defensive end. Was able to guard the smaller players as well, like the Tobias Harrises, Thybulls, the Korkmazes, which is great to see from Serge Ibaka, as the Raptors could really use Serge Ibaka in those games where you're trying to go small, and he can be very useful there. Otherwise, the Raptors had a solid game, really shut them out after that first quarter on. Great game by the Raptors. Going forward, the Raptors will have 6 games against teams under 500, so this is a time where the Raptors are going on the road and have an opportunity to really move up the standings as they pick up a big win against Philadelphia, moving themselves up higher onto the standings and pushing Philadelphia lower. And without Embiid, the Raptors didn't really have that guy that gets you into foul trouble, and that's an element of the Philadelphia 76ers offense that they definitely needed, because they had no low post scoring. They shot a lot of threes. Yes, they were making them, but the Raptors dominated the paint today. Raptors still got to work on their free throw shooting. It's dismal. Kyle Lowry missed 3 free throws in the first quarter. I was like, wow, 3 for 6 or something. And I'm like, this is not Kyle Lowry. And Fred VanVleet missed a free throw, and the numbers just kept adding up. I think Raptors went 14 of 21 from the line. And Ben Simmons, the guy who usually shoots 50% from the free throw line when he first came to the league, he's shooting the free throws with consistency, as he made approximately 80 or 90% of his free throws today, and he's really shooting that basketball well from the line, which is very shocking. Otherwise, guys, another solid game for the Raptors. Raptors continue their winning streak. We're up to 5 now as they keep it rolling. Hopefully they push it to double digits when they're facing off against these weaker teams. And I think we have the Knicks next, so that should be an easy one, hopefully. Guys, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the Raptors Wrap Up. Smash that like button, guys. Until next time.